People across the tri-state will come together this weekend and release balloons honoring child abuse survivors and children lost to abuse. The Flight of Blue Balloons is meant to raise awareness during National Child Abuse Prevention Month. Cindy L. Smith is founder of Living Hope for Today and the author of Whispered Truth, a book that tackles child abuse and domestic violence. And Jessica Ossenbeck is an Eves Center peer counselor and motivational speaker who lost her own son to child abuse. Ladies, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Cindy, let me start with you. Child abuse is kind of at the center of this award-winning book that you wrote. Tell me why you chose to address that.
Because I felt it was so important for people to start talking about abuse, and so I wrote a suspenseful novel that the main character, Denise, has to deal with abuse after she flees domestic violence, and deals with it in a healthy way, and a lot of miracles are woven in where God gets her to forgive and gets her to a healing place. So it's a very uplifting book.
What led you to becoming an advocate for child abuse?
Basically my own abuse and what I had been through as a child, and the healing I was able to walk through and receive after I forgave. So I just want others to be able to experience that. And I feel like if people would start really sharing their stories, then it wouldn't be a taboo subject, and we could actually protect the next generation of children.
And Jessica, I'm sorry about the loss of your son, but that's something you do with others. You share your story to help others with their own story. How does that help you with your grief?
My number one motivation since I lost my son is to help others heal. It was a very hard thing for me, obviously, to lose my son, but I did not have, I turned my back on support groups. So having the opportunity to help other people heal is my number one thing. So being able to outreach and help people is just...
How important is it for people to have that message that they're not alone?
Very important, very important. Anything that we can do on a daily basis, even just coming up and talking to them if we see somebody having a bad day, is very important.
Now you've got a little bear there with a blue balloon. Tell me a little bit about the event tomorrow. It's at 4 o'clock.
It's at 4 o'clock at Bicentennial Park in Green Township. And we're just really excited to have people come and join us, hear our stories, hear ways they can protect children, and then to take a balloon home and tie it either to their porch or mailbox and take a picture of it and put it on social media. We're going to be using the hashtag Stop Abuse, Keep Talking. And so the balloon is really a symbolism that we want to use to bring awareness to child abuse. It's so underreported in our communities. So our goal is to really get people talking and keep them talking about abuse and how they can find help.
Well, what are some ways that we can all stop it? Because I feel like we have stories every day, unfortunately, about kids being abused, but you're saying it's not talked about enough. So what are some ways that we can do something with that?
Well, I think really being aware who your children are around. If someone makes you feel uncomfortable, do not let your children be around them. And if a child's afraid to stay with someone, a babysitter, a neighbor, even a relative,
you got to listen.
Yes, and we don't listen to our children. We have to listen to our children. And I just don't think we value children enough in our community. And if we were really paying attention, we'd be able to protect them. And even the AJ that died, apparently a lot of calls were made to their house, and if he was taken out of there, he might be alive today.
Cindy and Jessica, thank you so much for talking with us. Here's the particulars on the event tomorrow. It's at 4 o'clock. The balloon release at Bicentennial Park on Deal Road. And we've got more information at local12.com. Just click on the Get It Now link. It was so nice of you guys to come in and share with us.
Thank you for having us.
We appreciate it.